Welcome to the Jumpstart Conference 2019. This conference, as you are aware, is for national service personnel. It is for people who are on the Nation Builders Corps. It is for people who have just started their work. It is also for people who are not on permanent government or public sector work, or people who are not on permanent work at all. So if you are here, it is because you have heard our adverts, you have seen our advertisement, you have bought a ticket to participate in this. Indeed, by the time we finish this conference, your life will not be the same in the unfolding presentations we are going to do. So the conference is going to be in 3 models. The first model is to look at how you can minimize expenditure and improve savings. The second model is to look at how and where you should invest those savings. And the third model will help you to be able to find a job as soon as your contract, your national service is over. So this is the outline of the entire presentations we are going to do to you. So this video, those of you watching the video version, we are going to make this in 3 hours, but we will put it in models so you can break once in a while to take some water. So you are welcome, and stay throughout, watch everything, and your life will never be the same. Thank you. We are starting with the first model. The first model is to help you minimize your expenditure and be able to save more. You can't save more, you can't minimize your expenditure unless you have a budget. Everybody must have a budget. Everybody who earns some income. Even if your income earning ability is limitless, you still need a budget. So a budget is one of the ways to minimize expenditure. A budget is one of the ways to minimize your expenditure. But then it is not just having the budget, it is following through what is in the budget. But for you, your income is limited. Those of you here, your budget, your money is within 559 to 1,000 Ghana cedis. So it is on this basis your budget will pick. So, madam, please share the budget template to everybody. All right. Everybody should have this budget template. Do you all have one? All right. So please start at the top right-hand corner. At the top right-hand corner, write the total amount of money you earn at the end of each month here. Write the total amount you earn here. And then throughout this, write all the things you spend your money on. One of them is your rent. One of them is utilities. Another is food. Another is phone credit and all that stuff. And transportation as well. Anything you spend your money on, write it in. We are doing this budget in order to ensure that everything you spend in fits into the money you earn. If not, you are heading towards crashing the wall. All right, so now, I want us to go through this budgeting one by one. For us, we have proposed an amount of 30 to 50 Ghana cedis for your rent. Why? Because if you budget more than 50 Ghana cedis, it will affect all your other items on the expenditure, which will blow above your monthly income. So as much as possible, you need to fit it into this amount. And in Ghana, in Tamale, where we are doing this conference, you can get a room to hire at this rate. Yes, it's possible you can get a room to hire at this rate. Then number 2 is for you to budget on your utilities. Number 3, budget on feeding. Number 4, transportation. Number 5, clothing. 6, airtime and internet. 7, personal hygiene and home hygiene products. 8, hairdressing. In fact, when you come to clothing, you need to budget for clothing that fits into your humble income. If you budget far more, like I mentioned for that of the accommodation, you are likely to suffer because you will not be able to balance your income, balance your budget. So here, there are prominent people in society. One of them is Reverend Mensa Otabil. When he was growing up like you guys, he will buy 3 khaki trousers, like our man is wearing over here. He will buy 3 white shirts. He gets a watch, he gets a necktie, and he gets a very strong belt with a shoe. So he uses this for 3 years because he knows what he's aiming at. Doing this, he's able to fit all other things he spends money on into the minimum budget, minimum income he earns at the end of the month. Now, when you come here, when you come to feeding, it is advised that you buy everything of yours in bulk. Buy your foodstuff in bulk and cook. Cook your food and eat. If you are going to rely on buying breakfast, buying lunch, and buying dinner, you will not be able to fit your money, to fit your expenses within your budget. Another is accommodation. When it comes to accommodation, I advise you to first of all check with your office to find out if they can give you free accommodation. If you can't get free accommodation, you can check with your superior if the person can accommodate you in his or her house where you wouldn't need to pay for accommodation. The next is if you have to pay for your room. Rent a room very close to where you work. Rent a room very close to where you do your national service. The next is that you have to ensure that you rent a house that has a house that has toilet facilities. If you don't do that, you are going to have to pay money to go to public toilets, which will cost a lot of money, and your meager allowance will not be able to accommodate this. So you need to watch out. The others are, you don't have to furnish your room in any way. You are now growing. You don't need to furnish it. If you have a laptop, it is enough to have all your entertainment and everything inside. Yes. You don't have to buy a TV. You have to go and buy a big mattress. You buy a big bed. No. You don't even have money to do that. Now, when you budget for all of these, the template we have provided for you, our proposition is this. 50 cedis for accommodation, utilities, and all those things comes to a total of 440 Ghana cedis. So if you're able to come up with this, the total amount available for you would be 119 Ghana cedis every month. 119 Ghana cedis every month that you will have as your surplus money. You have spent in eating, you have spent money to pay for accommodation and all those, but you still have 119. Indeed, I know this is small, but however, it is a significant achievement if you are able to save 119 cedis at the end of each month. Those people who work and even earn more money than you, most people end up in the month with lots of debts. Indeed, most people end up with lots of debt. So if you end up with 119, it means that you have done significantly well. But this is the bombshell. I want to tell you that as soon as you receive your letter to do national service, NAPCO, or even you are a fresh worker, you just received your letter to start work, this is what I advise you to do. Take your independence from your parents. When you take your independence from your parents, this helps you a lot to be able to build on yourself. It gives you confidence. It gives you ability to take control of your life. It doesn't mean they will not have oversight over you. They will have. But then the day-to-day, how you eat, how you drink, when you sleep, when you get up, that one now is in your hands. And then your choices are now in your hands to be able to make the life the way you want it to be. later in this conference, later in the second model, I will show you some of the importance and the reasons why you need to take away your independence. But for now, all these expenses we have listed, these are expenses that gets you to live alone. Because if you are living with your parents, you wouldn't have to pay accommodation, you wouldn't have to pay for feeding, you wouldn't have to pay for so many things. In fact, almost all of this, except perhaps for transportation to your work. So, this alone has set you up to live independently. All right, so let's come to this. Tips to help you live on a budget. Tips to help you improve on your savings and be able to get more money at the end of your national service or at the end of your contract so you can invest it meaningful somewhere. Now, the first one is this. Do not assume responsibilities too early. And this, I want you to please open up your ears and open up your brains very well. Most often, many parents help their children to squander whatever monies they make at the beginning of their careers. Because of that, they squeeze out valuable amounts of money that is supposed to be used to invest back in themselves and grow. At this stage, at this age, at this time of your life, you are merely, let me call you a seedling. A seedling is what farmers use to sow that grows up, make more food for you and for the economy to feed on. If you, a young person now growing up, I'm referring to you being a seedling. If you take up more responsibilities or your parents are not aware they're supposed to give you some protection and they help you, a seedling, to spend more on them and to spend more on yourself in irrelevant things, it means that you are killing yourself as a seedling. What do I mean by that? If you start earning an allowance of, say, 1,000 cedis at the end of the month, and you say you want to help your mom, you want to help your dad, or you want to help your guardian, because now you are able to earn some money, and when the month ends, you are supposed to part out something to take care of the house. That is assuming responsibility. Or as soon as you begin earning some allowance, you say that, okay, now you are going to take care of half of what your family is doing, then the rest the family can, or you contribute money to support the family or contribute money to support your siblings. No, do not do this at this time. Remember, we are coming from a background where we said they expect you, wise parents expect you, save money, minimize expenditure, save money. So you are able to invest this money in yourself. So you build your foundation, which makes you resilient, makes you financially independent, in order that you are able to stop relying on them for money any longer. Then over time, you are able to support them, perhaps when they are getting older. It is even at that time, they will appreciate more. They will appreciate you. When you are supporting them, they are weak, they are not able to do most things, but you are doing it for them, you are buying things for them, and then you are taking care of them. That's the support they will need at that time. And for now, remember some 6 months away, you were in school. They were paying almost everything for you. So because you started earning allowance, you are saying you want to now begin taking care of them? No. So as parents who will be watching this video, who are in this conference, I want you to know that at that stage of their lives, they need a lot of protection. When you plant a seed, you give it water, you try to make the environment so aerated so that that seed is able to germinate. And when the seed germinates, that is the time it needs more of your protection. So that seed, that plant is able to grow up now to bear fruits. So your ward, your child, you watching me right now, you in this conference right now, you are now the seed. You have just germinated. So you need maximum protection. You don't need things that take away water from you. You don't need things that take away your money from you. You need things that will be able to help you rather to protect, preserve all the minimum money you are making. So you are able now get more invest back in yourself so you become robust. You are able to earn money over a few years, then you can now support back. So, having said all of this, when they understand that you need to keep your money and invest it and save it somewhere, then you yourself need to know that you are not supposed to do things that gets you spend all your money on frivolous things. Remember now, you're even living alone. So you have many choices to make. Some of you go doing things like, here is called Yayi, same wear. There is this occasion, a wedding, funeral, you are supposed to wear the same type of clothing and move around. Come on. If your parents give you independence and you do this, what are you telling them? You are telling them you don't know the use of your money. The next thing is paying tithe or zakat. Look, no matter how religious you are, I want you to know that you are not yet earning any salary. It's not regular. So if you are earning allowance, why will you want to pay tithe or pay zakat? No, don't do this at this time. When you begin earning more money, you can do this. This is not compulsory for you now. The next is contribution for parties. Some of you are here as soon as you begin your national service or you begin your work. At the end of the year, you say you are going to contribute and do party. This is not for you. Remember, you are on a budget. The next ones are, some of you say you want to contest and become executives of your district or your region. It is not bad to do, but I would advise you that if it is not your passion, if it is not something you wish to take up in future, drop it. You don't have to do this. Drop it. But if it's something you have planned over the years, you may even get support from your parents to do it because they are building you up to get experience so in future you can take it up. But if you have not calculated this, then you have to drop this. Another is to be productive at your workplace. I said tips to help you minimize expenditure and improve your savings. So here, being productive at your workplace, supporting your supervisor, supporting your office to be more productive is indirectly going to put some money into your pockets. What do I mean? If I am your supervisor and you come to work as early as possible, and you support me, take notes, support me, write reports, support me, do many of the chores I do in the office, it leaves me with lots of time to be able to create more things for the office. So indirectly, it tells me that because of the support you are giving me, when I'm to take lunch, I have to get lunch for you. When I'm going home, I'll give you lift to the house. If I'm coming to work, I'll pick you, we'll come to work. So in this, you are saving money from lunch, you are saving money, transportation. In fact, at the weekends, like I do mostly for those who do work with me and those who do service with me, I will give you some tip to get you through the weekend. And this alone will help you to save a lot of money. If you are one attending this conference from now onwards to know, look out for something like this. Be very productive. Be very, very productive in your office. Support your boss to be productive, and he will also support you to save more money from your budget. Now, some of the offices, like when I used to be in the government work, when I used to be in public service, all the field officers, all the national service and interns who were with me, once in a while, we go out to the field and I pay them some allowance. So if in most government departments, it is usual that when you are going out with your superior officer, you get some tip for lunch, you get some allowance for accommodation and other things. This money is going to be the difference between you and the next service person who didn't come to this workshop. Because when you take this money, most often, because you are with me, I will likely give you lunch in the field, pay for your accommodation. So the money you took, virtually, you have to keep everything. When you get back home, go and save it. When you add it to the 119 we talked about, over time, it's going to be a lot of money for you. You need not spend this no matter the pressure. In fact, it is given for accommodation, it is given for feeding. So if you follow others who wouldn't pay for accommodation and feeding, take and try to get accommodation and feeding that fits within that allowance you've taken, and then you can make some savings out of that. Yeah, you can make some savings out of that. Other areas that will help you to be able to improve your savings is for you to be very, very protective of yourself. Wear protective clothing. You have to do medical examination of you and a proposed boyfriend or girlfriend you are going to start relationship with. This is important because at this stage, you are likely entering into this relationship hoping for marriage. So you don't have to take chances. There is something we call medical poverty. As soon as you go into a relationship that is turning into marriage and your partner happens to be incompatible with you, there are children you will give birth to, and these children will very likely be SS. I mean, children who fall sick most of the time. So these children, you almost have to take them to hospital and pay medical expenses. So in these medical expenses, over time, your savings are going to go away. Over time, you will begin to sell some of your properties to pay for medical expenses, and over time, you are going to be in debt. So your family is going to be poor because you didn't take the right decisions when you were picking a partner for yourself. Not necessarily the partner you picked, but refusing to go and do medical exams to know where your health is. This is the point I'm making. Now, in most public offices, there are situations where you get to the office and there is virtually nothing to do. It is not that there's nothing to do, but there are no resources, there are no logistics for you to do that work. So as a service person, later when we go into the second model, you will see areas you can use your time. You will see where you can invest your time and resources so you can get more money. So if you know this scenario, dormant office scenarios popping up during your service or during your work life, take advantage of this. Use it to fuel your passion. Use it to build your skills. And that time will be well spent. Another is, many people, as soon as they begin their national service or they begin working afresh, they assume that, oh, where I am working, money comes into my hand. I have to use it to become rich. No. Because the budget, the money you are paid is limited, there's no way you can make loss of riches from a paid job. It can't happen that way. So all you need to do is be content with the salary or the allowance you earn at the end of the month. Whatever resources they give you to use it for work, use it for work. Don't have any, excuse me to call it, appetite in wanting to dip your hand where you are not supposed to dip. You will run yourself into trouble. And as a young person, that is the last thing you want to do for your life. Another is home raging syndrome. As a young person, in Ghana and in most countries, the tendency for people to work in their home regions is very high. As a home region, I mean, this is northern region of Ghana. You are coming from this region, perhaps you are in Dagomba, you are working in Tamale. Your hometown is Tamale. So you are living here, even if you decided to go and rent a room very close to your house, but you are still living in your region. So the tendencies are that in the next morning, there's a funeral. They call you, please go to this village, tell your uncles that there's a funeral. The next morning, it is wedding. They say, go to this place, A, B, C, D, and tell them that it is wedding. The next day, it is naming ceremony. So all these days, you are missing work or you're coming to work very late. Remember, when you are late, you become ineffective. Eventually, your director, your supervisor becomes fed up with you and you lose the advantages you would have earned if he had your trust. Remember, we said if you are working very hard, supporting, and you are productive, you are likely going to earn some shadows in your office and you will earn some money, or your supervisor will take up some responsibilities over you and it will allow you to save more money. So if in the first place you don't come to work early, you are not productive and blah, 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 it means that you are going to lose out on that. And it is going to affect you further because you are not likely going to be shown some of the tricks that the old guns have used to keep working up to this point. You are not going to be shown how other departments can recruit you. You are not going to be given networks, and you are just going to lose out a lot. So you need to watch out on home region syndrome. So when you're able to make some money from the field, added to being your tight budget, what you need to do is to save the money in a recognized bank. If I say recognized bank, do not do what they call around this part of the country, susu. Or so you go and put it, you say you are 10 national service people or you are 10 workers, so you are going to contribute money. This month, I'll contribute 20 to 200, she will contribute 200, it is 1,000. So you give it to one person, the next month is you. No. So many people, whilst doing their service with me, I know they've lost money here. Don't do that. You don't even have money to lose. You have to gain. You don't have money. You don't have to lose anything. Keep the money in the bank, even if it is one Ghana city. The next is for you to ensure that you maximize the use of all available opportunities during your service within the year. When you maximize all the available opportunities, sticking to your budget, minimizing the expenses in transportation, taking advantage of the money earning opportunities in your office, I expect you to be able to minimize your expenditure and be able to save minimum of 10,000 Ghana cedis. This is just around $2,000. You should be able to save this. People who have done their national service with me, people who have done their work with me, they have been able perhaps to even save more than this amount. So you can do that. You can do that. Thank you so much. This is the end of model 1. Welcome to the second model on how you can invest your money and get more results out of the investment and where you should invest the money. But the first question I want to ask you is, if you are a graduate like you are now, you have completed a university, you hold a degree or a certificate, what skill do you have that can give you money? What money-making skill do you have? What is your money, or what is your income earning skill? If you put your degree aside, is there any skill you have that can give you money? If you don't have this, then this is the reason why you should watch this video. This is the reason why you are participating in this conference, I guess. All right. As you sit now, as a national service person, as a volunteer, as somebody who is on contract, what will you say is the most important investment you should put your money in? What will you consider as the most important investment in your life? Remember, you are within 20 to 26 years, fresh from school, involved in national service or any volunteer work, that you are not yet in any permanent employment. So, for me, as a coach, as a mentor, I will tell you that the most important investment as a fresh graduate is to invest in yourself. Invest to find your passion and build your business or career around that passion. This is what I advise you to do. But how do you do that? So this model is broken into 4 different areas where I advise you to put in your money, put in your resources, put in your energies. The first is invest in educating yourself to find your purpose, passions, and skills in life. The second is for you to invest in developing your skills, talents around that passion. The third is for you to invest in building your business or career around your purpose and around your passion. And the last is to build great relationships. Build great relationships. So we will take this one by one. But before we go into this, there are things I advise you skills I advise you to have before you can begin to invest in any of these things. After talking about these 20 most important skills every graduate should have, I will introduce you to something I call self-awareness. Because if you are not self-aware, do not invest even a pesewa in anything hoping to get anything back. Now, what are the 20 most important skills you should have as a fresh graduate starting your service or doing your service? The first is you should know how to write reports. Report writing is a must for you. The second is photocopy. I say photocopy and I'm smiling because it looks so ordinary, but you will agree with me that there are most of you here who cannot do photocopy. Can you do photocopy? Can you do comb binding? Do you know how to work excellently with Office, Microsoft Office? I mean, Word, Excel, PPT. Can you do it? Do you know how to take notes? When you sit in a meeting, as you are in this conference, how are you taking your notes? Video taking and editing. Can you take a video? Can you excellently take a video even with your phone and be able to edit it to convey the meaning you portray in that video? Can you do basic graphic designing? You need to learn these skills. Somebody doing your national service, this is the opportunity you have to learn all of this. So by the time you are done, you have not only gained experience, but you have knowledge in these things. Another is web designing, emailing, how to create an email, how to sync an email with your phone, with other devices you have. So as soon as you get an email, you see an alert, even how to communicate through emailing. You need to be able to learn all of this. Additionally, you need to know how to ride a motorbike and get a license. You need to learn how to drive a car and get a license. These are important skills you can waver out of your life. Another is basic accounting. Look, whatever money you are going to be able to earn in this life is going to come down to the numbers. You need to know those. Another is basic marketing and selling. As I communicate with you, I'm selling. If I don't have selling and marketing skills, certainly I'm going to be boring to you. You need to develop those skills. Somebody even said, if you're not able to sell anything to anybody, you are not going to be able to even stand in front of a lady and say, I love you, and convince the person. You need to develop these skills. Selling and marketing skills. Another is communication. As I'm talking with you, I'm communicating with you, aiming that you are able to learn how and where to invest your energies, your money, and your resources. So at the end of this video, at the end of this conference, if you are not able to learn this, it means I've not communicated clearly to you. So as somebody who is doing your national service, you are fresh from university, learn communication skills. Another is networking, building relationships. As you are here, I am not promising when I see you next time, I can mention your name, but I'm promising I'm leaving an imprint on your mind that next time you see me, next time I see you, I will be able to communicate with you and you will smile and move away. Explore your environment. You are in Northern region, you are in Ghana, you are in Africa, you are in Tamale. Know your environment. Know your environment very well. If they say stadium, you should know where the stadium is. If they say National Health Insurance Office, you should know where it is. The hospital, you should know where it is. Know your environment very well. You are living in this house. The next 4 houses around you, know those houses. Let them also know you. You are in this church. Let the other churches know. Let church members know you. You should also be able to speak the dominant local language. If you are in Ghana, you should be able to speak Twi. Because in Ghana, over 60% of the people belong to the clan, Akan clan. So you should be able to speak it. Not because you are doing them a favor, you are doing yourself a favor. If you are in Northern region, if you are in Dagbon, learn how to speak Dagbani. Because most likely, your neighbors are all Dagbani speaking. In your office, most of the people are Dagbani speaking. Learn it. That is the only way you can take advantage of what is happening around. Additionally, you should be able to do basic things like field work. Community entry and community exit, these are very, very important tools you need. So learn it. From school, there are most people who come to do their national service with me, or I'm mentoring them. Then you go to the community with them. Children, dirty, playing around. Some have poo-poo. They've not washed themselves well. Then as soon as you arrive in the community, they are running to come and welcome you. You don't have to run away. You are caught between the devil and the red blue sea. When you run away, you have lost the reason, the purpose for which you have gone to the community. If you have also hugged them, you attract so many things. So the best thing to do is carry along some water in your bag, carry some sanitizer, carry handkerchief. So you hug them, let them feel at home. Afterwards, when you go back, when you enter your car or when you ride your motor ahead, then you wash your hands. That is the best thing to do. You don't have to shy away from the community members. You should learn how to enter a community and live without creating any consequences that would damage the purpose of which you enter into the community. Additionally, as a service person, as somebody starting life afresh, you need to be able to organize meetings. Meetings. In this conference, manager and other staff of Passion Drive, they organize this meeting. You have come in, you have sat, you get your water, you get your snack, you get your logistics, you feel comfortable, you know where to go and where to go and use the washroom and a whole lot. You have your notepad and everything. Some people are there taking notes. You should be able to organize a meeting. So it is less, if it is left on your chest, you should be able to organize it excellently. Additionally, you should be able to register a letter. You should be able to distribute letters without any problem. So these are but the 20 basic skills that I expect you to be able to learn and master by the time you are done with your volunteer work, by the time you are done with your service. So having talked about these 20 basic skills, I'm moving you on to what I call self-awareness. Remember, I'm building up your mind towards where you should invest your resources. Self-awareness is basically how you interpret things when it happens to you. Now, when you are to invest money in anything, if you are not self-aware, do not do it. Self-awareness, what do I mean? One is catastrophizing. Catastrophizing, where you make things appear as if, but they are not. Secondly, developing the mindset of all or nothing thinking. If it is not 100%, I don't want 80. I don't want 50. Come on, drop this thinking. Again, overgeneralization. You have met only me, a coaching consultant. I have impacted your life. They say, oh, coaching consultants are excellent people. Meanwhile, it is only one you've met. Perhaps there are people out there who are junks, but that is not what I'm saying. Others even stretch this to tribes, to regions, to countries, where they make one sweeping statement about everybody and almost everything within that tribe, within that district, within that region. There is a popular saying that, oh, Dagomba men are not romantic. How many Dagomba men have you met that they are not romantic? You know perhaps only one. And that one, do you know the percentage of Dagomba people? Certainly no. So you don't have to develop that kind of mindset. Others say, oh, Gonjas, they are mean. Oh, come on, how many Gonjas have you met? It's a tribe of so many hundreds of thousands of people. You've perhaps met only one person, or even you've not met anybody. It is just because people are talking about that, then you put it on your mind. Drop this. It means when you keep this kind of thinking on you, it means you are not self-aware. And self-aware people are not supposed to invest because their lack of self-awareness will let them lose lots of money. Additionally, you have set out to do A, B, C, D. Then you say, I must do this. I should have done that. Eventually, when you're not able to do it, you demotivate yourself. Please drop this. Then others doing what we call labeling, attaching negative label to themselves or others without any justification. Any justification. Others go around doing mind reading, whilst others do fortune telling, predicting negative things about the future when they don't have any evidence. Emotional reasoning, discounting the positive. Oh, anybody could have done this. Anybody could have could have scored the penalty. Come on, it's not that way. Credit people where they do well and then tell the truth where it is. You don't have to discount the truth. Another is blame and personalization. Because you are not able to become first. Yes, oh, I'm not good. The others, they have better foundations than I did. That is how come they are. Come on, stop this. If you are to get the maximum out of your investments, you don't have to put this kind of thinking on your mind. Others are mental filtering. Others are putting things on their minds that gets you demotivated. So these are called self-sabotaging behaviors. And you are not supposed to develop this. As a young person, I'm just adding this to you as bonuses. Because if you have this kind of mindset, if you have this kind of conception about life, it damages everything you touch. It damages everything you associate. It damages everything you invest your resources in. So drop this. Whilst you are dropping this, I encourage you to get mentors. I encourage you to get coaches. I encourage you to live your life every day believing that everything is possible and you can achieve. So now we are going into the very first thing, investing to find your purpose and passions. This is very important because there are many people out there who have worked 40 years, 30 years, 60 years, they've gone on retirement, and they will tell you that every day they have stepped out to go to work, they have gone there suffering because they don't have any passion for whatever they were doing. So you are fresh starting life. You have about 40 years, 30 years to work actively. Learn what your purpose and passions are. And the rest of the 30 years you are going to be working, you are going to enjoy it to the max. How do you find what your purpose and passions are? There are tools you need to go through. There are tools. At Passion Drive, we have lots of packages that helps you to be able to find your passion. Please, madam, can I get the Passion Discovery Workbook? Can I get a Passion Discovery Workbook? Okay, so this book is a set of tools that will help you with about 8 or 10 exercises that will help you to discover your tool, your passion. However, for here, we don't have much time, so I'm giving you this. I'm giving you 2 tools out of the many. 2 tools, but these are, if you ask me, these are the most powerful tools you can use to find what your passion is. Because in them, there are 4 questions that I've asked. And anyone, anywhere, those of you here, those of you watching on video, and those of you listening on radio, if you ask yourself, what subject will I read 100 books on without getting bored or tired? If you can answer this question, the next question I'll ask you is, if there was a job you would do for 5 straight years, a job you will do for 5 straight years without getting paid, but you are still interested in continuing to do that work, what work would that be? Another is, if you if you had money in abundance without the need for you to work and do anything because of money, what will you want to still use your life to do? So if you can answer these 4 basic questions, it will begin to tilt your mind towards where your passion is. The templates are with you, fill them. It will get you nearer to what you want what your life is all about, to get you to what makes your heart to beat. So for me, my purpose is to do everything: sleeping, eating, drinking, walking, working, everything to the honor and glory of God. So even as I facilitate this particular conference, as you watch me in this video, the purpose for me doing this is to be able to touch your lives so that I'm delivering my purpose that God has given me through this conference to you. But what are my passions? My passion is this: to make tremendous impact in the lives of people through entrepreneurship. There are various ways I can impact the lives of people. One of them is doing self-help or social work. But I don't believe in social work. I believe in touching life through entrepreneurship, where I deliver the value, you see the value of what I've delivered, and you pay for it. So this is where I find my passion. So when you finish going through these tools, you should be able to begin thinking around some of these areas. In addition, one important thing I would like to also mention before I move to the next is that when you find your purpose and passion, you should be able to develop your positive affirmation statement. My positive affirmation statement is pasted in many places that I easily can see. So it motivates me to do more. Okay. All right. So by now you have finished filling the first template, and I can see most of you are smiling. Let me see what the first person has written. All right. Okay. So thank you. So it gives me lots of hope that you are able to understand the concept of finding your passion, because henceforth, everything you do is going to build on it. And when you build everything in your passion, I have a quote that so many people quote around, which is, find your passion, everything else will follow. If you don't find your passion, whatever you are going to be doing is slavery. It's work. And I don't want you to work. I want you to enjoy doing what you do every day, because I enjoy doing mine. The second thing to do when you find your passion is to develop skills around that passion. Develop skills around that passion. My passion is to change lives, make an impact in many people's lives. But how do I do that? I should be able to do that through communication. So I must develop a skill in communication. My passion is to coach people. I should be able to develop my skills in coaching. My passion is to sit one-on-one, talk with you. By the time we are done, we are able to find focus. I should be able to develop my skills in how I do that. And I should be the master in this whole world. Like I am now, I'm the master in passion coaching. That is what you should do. After finding your passion, the next thing to do is to sharpen it, build it, so that you are able to sharpen it and to make more impact than just keeping the raw passion. Keeping the raw passion is very dangerous because you can easily dip, you can easily fall, you can easily die out of that. If I say die, what I mean is that you can sink. You can sink. The raw, everything raw is very dangerous. So you need to refine that passion. You need to develop that purpose so you are able to make meaning and money out of it. In fact, what are some of the ways you will be able to develop skills around your passion? The first thing to do right now is you have an opportunity to work with your superior in the office. Work very, very hard during your national service. during your first few years in work, ensure you give off your best. So while you are giving off your best in writing reports, organizing meetings, and doing so many things, in that process, you are building your skills around your passion. The next thing to do to be able to build your skills around your passion is to read, watch related videos, is to research, go to Google and all the search engines, search, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts around things that is your passion. When you do this, it's so fun. The next is attend conferences like this one, which is around your passion. When you attend conferences, you are able to learn from experienced people how they are able to do this. You are able to network with people who share perhaps the same passion with you, and you cut down several years of mistakes you would have made in order to come back on track. You learn it at conferences. As you are here, I want you to talk to each other, share contacts, and contact each other afterwards, and learn from each other and move on, because in the next 30 years, you are still going to be together in this world, God willing. The next thing for you to do is start now to implement your passion, which is what I call build your business or career around your purpose and passions in life. And how do you do this? How are you able to build your career or your business around your passion? Follow me. Number one, immediately you identify your passion and develop some skills around it. Don't wait to get perfection. Just start to implement it. I love to coach, so I didn't wait until I achieved PhD or whatever certificate or degree in coaching. I just started. I started long ago before even getting all my certificates in coaching. For that matter, whatever your passion is, just start it. But I warn that do not take money just yet. As most of you will remember, when I started to engage you one-on-one on my mentoring and on my coaching, like Master John, Master Manasseh, Madam Doreen, and most of you gathered here, I never took a peso out from you. In fact, you never even knew I was coaching you until when you started implementing the discussions we were having. That is when you noticed that, yes, what this man has been telling me is something which has guided my life. And at that time, I used not to take any kobo. But now, before you come to me one-on-one for coaching or attend my conference, you have to pay money, because I have advanced from that amateur state and I'm now a professional. For that matter, when you are testing your passion, don't take money yet. But later, you will take money. So, but for now, the third point in the series of how to be able to build your skills, to be able to build your business around your passion, is for you to mix your passion with other skills you have. Like I told you earlier on, I won't be an effective facilitator if I don't have facilitation skills. And remember, facilitation has nothing to do with coaching. But then I'm mixing that skill. Communication. If I can't communicate very well, I would have made all of you here bored and then you'll be sleeping up and down. The next is, so search for all the skills you have. Add it to the passion and you move with it. An example of how to mix your passion with other skills you have is, there are so many footballers around. One that comes to mind is Mario Balotelli. Balotelli has great skill in football. And he has passion in football because he said that is what he knows he can do. But then he doesn't have the skill of networking with people. He doesn't have the skill in controlling his patients. He doesn't have the attitude. He doesn't have a correct attitude. So you find that whereas on the field, he can play to score goals, but off the pitch, even on the pitch, you find him quarreling with so many people. So because of this, so many coaches are unable to coach him. I mean, football coaches. Then number 4 is determine what works. See, when you are implementing your passion around, you are implementing your business around your passion, one thing to do is to check what works and what doesn't work. Indeed, as I began thinking about how I should turn out my impact in society, my impact in people's lives, I began thinking around many things. How do I do it? Do I do it through establishing a school? Do I do it through coaching? Do I do it through establishing an NGO? How do I do it? Then, as I continue to search and build my skills around my passion, I landed on building a company that is into coaching, where I have the opportunity to meet people one-on-one and I'm able to deliver the impact. Have the opportunity to meet people during workshops and then I deliver the impact. So I'm saying that even though my passion was in coaching, I didn't start as a coach. I started as field facilitator. I started as a facilitator in workshops. I started as somebody who was working in a different field altogether. But then I knew I was building my skills. I knew the skills in whatever I'm doing is going to be related to my passion. Then gain insights into the demand. Right now in Ghana, in Africa, there are most people, even when you say you are a coach, they think you are a football coach or a personal fitness coach. But I am a life coach. I take your life from 10 to 100 by helping you deliver on your skills. So, do people pay for me to coach them? At the beginning, I wouldn't know. But when I search around, there are no many coaches around. So it means that it's a field that I must really watch before I start. So how am I supposed to watch? I'm supposed to now check, will people pay money to come? Then what I did was, okay, let me establish other businesses with business strategies. So those businesses will begin to work for me so that even when I start my coaching and it's not immediately paying off, I can still continue to feed on my passion. Then very soon, people get to know that what I do delivers benefits. So they come to pay and participate. So gain insights into the demand for your skills and competition in your industry before you begin. Full skill. The next for you to do in order to build your skills around your passion is to pay attention to what you like and what you don't like about your passion. The next is to open up for more suggestions. Indeed, as a young person, there are many people out there with lots of skills. Because for me, even as you think I'm an excellent coach, I still have people I consult. I'm open to many suggestions. I read a lot. I watch videos. I listen. I observe in order to facilitate and refine my skills. So that is not just where I end. And then when you're able to do all of this, then launch your business by starting small. Start small. I have started in a different way. It doesn't mean you should start the way I have started. Remember, I have worked for more than 15 years before I started Passion Drive and coaching and consultancy. But then, the way I started it, within the next 2 months, many people have heard, and so many things have happened as if Passion Drive has been in existence for about 10 years. But you may start differently. If, say, you are to start coaching, you can start by just walking to individual people, talking to them about what you do, and then changing their lives one after the other before you begin to market, setting up your website, setting up your channels on YouTube and all the other places like we have done right now. But you, whatever your passion is, however skills you have built, however you have tested it, start small. It is when you start small that you can manage it when it is big. Follow an influential figure in your field. I have so many coaches. I'm a coach, but I have so many personal coaches who are paying money to coach me. I have so many role models who model how and where I should go. So you can do this as well. At Passion Drive, we provide mentoring opportunities, provide coaching opportunities, provide consulting opportunities. Come, we will provide you this service. Another is to consider related careers and then develop and maintain solid connections. I've mentioned this already. You are in this workshop because you know me personally and I can deliver what you have paid for. You know somebody who you trust and the person have asked you to pay and come because you trust that person and the person wouldn't lie to you. So everything that is happening around this world is built on network, is built on connections. Do not lose this, especially as a young person growing up. You should be able to make yourself so trusted. You should be able to make yourself so positioned in such a way that people relate to you not because they want personal benefit, but they want collective mutual benefit. Now, the fourth thing, remember in the series, I mentioned the first thing to invest your resources in is to find your passion. I mentioned second is for you to be able to build skills around the passion. The third is for you to build your career around your passion. And the fourth is invest in great relationships. I've spoke a lot about this already, but it is a subject which cannot go away because in building great relationships, you are developing wealth. You are developing resources that will keep you going even when everything is failing. Because you should be able to have people around that you call. Please, can you get me $1 million? The person wouldn't blink and then get you that money. You are moving into a country, you don't know much about it, you have read, but you find little information and you know somebody there. Please, where do you think I can pick up accommodation and it is cheap, but I can use it, I can use that place to do all my things? In which city do you think I can live very peacefully in this country? Look, those connections are going to get you to be able to save lots of resources. Lots of resources. All right. So I mentioned earlier that during your national service, one of the ways you can gain experience is to work and serve your bosses very well so they are able to feel comfortable with you. In that same advantage, your bosses, like I used to do, like Master Godwin, Aisha, Rama, and co., when you were doing your service, one of the easiest ways you were able to find the jobs you are doing right now is I connected you to people who can help you. I connected you to NGOs. I connected you to people who can sign appointment letters. And as soon as you finish, you were able to land yourself in one job in NGO or one job in the public service. That is the power of building connections, building relationships. If you didn't work very hard for me to trust you, I wouldn't recommend you. You remember during your service with me, I was mentoring many people. But there are most of them, I don't even remember the names again because they didn't exert themselves very well while they were doing their service. Now, after all of this, I've taken you through 20 most important skills you need as a fresh graduate. I've taken you through how to develop self-awareness. I've taken you through the 4 critical things you should invest your resources in, which I've recounted many times in this short period. But one critical thing I want to tell you in this model is how you can make side income during your national service or during your nation builder job or during your contract with your organization. There are so many income-making opportunities when you are working or when you are doing your national service. Indeed, one of them is the money you are making at the end of each month. When you follow the budget template that we have provided for you, you will be able to make a minimum of 119 plus getting more savings from your field work and your boss and whoever that is providing some little support for you. You are able to make a lot of money. So if, say, you are making 10,000 at the end of the year, it means that every month you are making like 500 cedis. So put this money, you can put it in a structured investment where you go to an investment institution, pay this money to them. Then within 3 months, they tell you how much you are going to earn on this money. Remember, by the 3rd month, you are able to make some money again. You bring it and top it up. By the time you are done with your national service, these investments are going to accrue. Then you add it to the principal you have been saving, and you see the jump you are going to make. The difference in this, you will see it between you and the person who didn't do. So the next thing to do is, most of you here have specialized in some subjects whilst you were in school. Teach that subject. Offer to teach that subject. There are so many people around with children who want to be strong in the subject you are good in. Is it mathematics? Is it science? Is it robotics? Is it dance? Teach it. People will pay. And remember, At this stage of your life, every pesewa counts. Every dime counts. If somebody pays you 50 cedis to have a session a week for the child, four times in a month, that's 200 cedis. So add it to the 119 and see where you are going. The next thing to do is to sell some bottled water. Especially at this season, it's very warm. Sell water. People will buy. Sell soft drinks. People will buy. Carry it in an ice chest and people will buy. Sell poultry products. Is it eggs? Is it meat? Or you yourself can be rare. Every day you hear people carrying these cages around with poultry birds in it, doing their bell, they are ringing their bells, crane. Buy 5, buy 10, put them in your house, feed them. In the next few months, when it is Christmas, you are going to sell these, some of them 25 cedis. In fact, these days, people even love those birds than the exotic ones. The next is for you to offer to clean people's homes. Offer to clean people's homes. In our office in Passion Drive, we have a cleaner. He does very well, but he cleans the floor. But in the windows, the doors, the glasses, the ceiling, almost all the time when you lift up your hair, you see some cobwebs. Offer to clean these. Come to our office. Go to offices and offer this service that I am an expert in cleaning windows and I do it weekends when you are not in the office. People will come for these services from you. Another is for you to work at a fast food joint. As we are here, your lunch will be provided by a fast food joint. They will deliver it very soon. They need more people to help them in washing dishes, help them in packing food, help them in frying, help them in cooking, and so many things. Offer your service. Go to them. Madam Proprietor, Mr. Proprietor, I do my national service here. I close at 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., I will come and help you from 5 p.m. to when you close. And mostly, they close at 10, except on special days. So you come, you do this work, take your cards, put in your back pocket, and go and sleep. The next day, you go again. Then weekends, you can offer maybe a whole Saturday or a whole Sunday in doing this work. You get money and save. You can craft your own things. There are most of you who are very good. You see my sweet lady with that scarf. Somebody did it. You see bangles. People did it. People did it. People, even the shirt I'm wearing, somebody can just turn it in a little way and I'll be marveled. Sandals, people change it into several fabrics that you wear it and you are marveled about how they've just changed an ordinary sandal. That becomes very personalized. Football center operator. I love this because whilst I was doing my national service, I started one as well. When you go to Guman, there's a junction called Pumaya Junction. It is because in 2008, whilst I was doing my national service, I established that football center. Today, many people call it my junction because that center is there. And almost every weekend, there is one football match or the other, and people come to pay and watch. I have since left it for my nephew, but up to today, about 11 years since I started it, it's still operational. In your area, there are new areas spreading up. You can open one there, and you make decent money. Guys like to come around and watch matches. Almost every day, the leagues are getting more interesting and more interesting. Look, guys will come around. You can even complement that with the sale of the soft drinks I mentioned earlier in the water. And you are going to make hot money. Indeed, hot money. As we sit in the next few weeks, you are going to see Chelsea playing Manchester or Manchester City playing Liverpool, and it's going to bring lots of money for you. Then, rent out your video games or books. I know most of you, especially guys, you have lots of games. PS1, PS2, PS3, PS100. These games, you have played them, they are not more interesting to you. You want to move on. Sell them. Do not keep them together, dust and spoil. You can sell these to other people who would like to use it. Another is to take up some painting work, take up some lawn work, cut grass, water people's plants. In our office at Passion Drive and even in my personal house, there is virtually a garden. where I have personally planted this and watered them. Now I don't have much time. The guys in my house too, it's not all the time they have time. Come around, offer to cut these grasses at periods that I would like. Because there are times that even though they are flowers, you come out because they are overgrown, they are not so aesthetic as you love it. Come around, offer me a very good price. At the end of every week, you come and cut it nicely, and you are good to go. Another you can do is to sell phone cases. These days, almost everybody wants to protect his or her phone. No matter the brand of the phone, people want to keep their phone looking new. When the phone falls down, you want to pick your phone and it's still fresh. Sell these things, people will buy. You can even operate mobile money services. These days, almost every day, you, I, and everybody who is here operate mobile money services. Most of you even paid for your tickets through mobile money. People are out there making lots of money. An example is one of my cousins, Mahmoud. He did his service with me. As soon as he finished, even during his service, he started the mobile money business. The whole of the office used to transact business from him. As soon as he finished, he established a shop, a kiosk, where he even employed somebody who manages that. Since he completed, he does farming and other things, but he relies mostly on the money he makes from that mobile money services, and he's doing well. You can do that as well. The money you have saved every month, use that to start the mobile money business, and you are going to fly in getting so much money you are going to invest. So, in fact, I want to show you this. To be able to build your skills very, very well and be able to invest it, there are some tools you must spend money on. Those tools include a laptop. They include an Android phone and then data. When you are young like you are, those 20 skills I mentioned, typing, report writing, note-taking, editing of video, and all those things, if you don't have a laptop, you can't do them. So you need to have a laptop. So as part of the money you are earning, budget to get a laptop. In fact, I even prefer that you talk with your parents as part of your independence claim. Let them get you a laptop. Let them get you an Android phone. An Android phone that you can use to search through search engines. You can use to connect to internet so that you don't lose out on any valuable information. Then you need reliable internet connectivity. It is through this that you can get most of your work done. It is through this that you can learn a lot about the 20 things I said you must find skills in. When you are able to invest in a laptop, in a mobile phone, and in all of these things I've mentioned, you are able to invest in finding your skills, finding your passion, and then building skills around your passion, and then starting a career or business around your passion, and applying those passions in starting a side income job, as well as working hard in your office and saving some money from your field. You should be able to make not less than 10,000 to 50,000 Ghana cedis. It is possible. Many students, many national service persons, and many fresh workers who have done their service with me, I've mentored them, they have been able to make minimum 10,000, maximum 50,000. You can break the record. You can break the record by making more than this. Then I'll add you to the statistics for next year. Thank you so much. And I hope you have enjoyed this session so much because I can see from your faces. Thank you. So you are welcome to this model. How to find job after your national service. How to find a job after your nation builder corps contract ends. How to find a job after your contract or volunteer work with any organization ends. I'm going to take you through 4 different areas to find a job. One of them is to find a job by starting a business around your passion. The second is to find a job with a government department or public sector employment. The third is for you to find a job with an international organization. And the fourth is to find some internship or volunteering with an organization that is within your passion. Now, I want you to cast your mind a little back to where I said you can find some side jobs to do. I recounted about 13 different areas you can find a side job to do. The first I will introduce you to in finding a job after service is to recommend to you to build on a side job that shows potential. Like I cited the example of Mahmoud, who, when he was doing his service, he started operating a mobile money and credit selling business. As soon as Mahmoud finished his service, he jumped into operating the mobile money business because he saw some gold in it. Up to today, 3 years after he finished, he is still running. In fact, 5 years after he finished, he's still running that mobile money business and even employing people to help him in that. You can do this if it is your passion. All along, you will notice from my posturing and my communication with you that I want you to start a business around your passion. That is the only way you will find the remaining life you have to live very, very sweet and enjoyable and very comfortable. Because you will find life every day as you'll be very motivated to get up from bed and go to do your work. You will find a lot of money that you can sign check without even opening your eyes than the other options I will introduce to you later. But then, for now, I am telling you that out of all the other examples of finding a job, the most important one for you from me is to find a business around your passion. And earlier, I've already told you how you can build a skills around your passion and start it as a business. I've told you to start small. I've told you to implement it. As soon as you find the passion, as soon as you build some skills around it, start it. But don't take money yet. I've told you to explore all the opportunities that there is around your niche, how you can make money out of it before you start it by taking money. So if all the side income earning opportunities that are available to you, if any of them is working, build on it. That's the first step. But if none of them is working, but building on the 20 skills I also introduced to you, like report writing, like typing, like web designing, and all those things, if these skills, you learn them very well and you master them, then it will help you to be able to start a real estate agency. Real estate agency. That is number 2. The number 1 in finding a job is to start a business around your passion. Starting a business around a side income activity that shows potential. So number 2, start a real estate agency. Around so many countries, it takes virtually zero amount of cedis to start the real estate agency. In Ghana, in Tamale, where we are based right now, you can start a real estate agency with a motorbike, a phone, and some few connections. What am I saying? One is that people, like most of you gathered here, you need accommodation, don't you? People have houses and they need to connect to you. So people with houses are here, people who need houses are here. Who will connect them to be able to rent out their houses and for people to get rooms to be able to sleep in? It is somebody who should come in, know where these facilities are, and connect. So all you need to do is to be able to move around where these facilities are, know where they are, then connect to people who need them, take them to those places, and then they will pay you some commission, and you are good to go. Indeed, I love this because in 2020, there are some 10 important industries that hold billions of dollars. Real estate is one of them. So as soon as you begin by looking for houses for people to rent and you taking commission, the next you can do in line with this is to take up houses. Somebody wants to sell a house, you pick the house, go and sell. Somebody wants to sell a plot of land, pick up the land, go and sell, take your commission. Within some few years, if you do this with lots of trust from people, you will be able to start building houses and selling. You can do this. I didn't start by renting people's houses and taking commission, but I started building my own homes. I started buying my own land, and I buy them 20, 30 acres. I buy them 2 pieces or 1 piece. Somebody is interested and forcing me to sell. I charge any amount I want, and the person pays for it, and then I go to buy another piece. So at IHM, it is making lots of inroads, not because I have money to build houses, but it is because people need houses, people need places to rent, and you can start it without any resources. Yes, you can do this. Is any of you here who knows Donald Trump? Donald Trump, he's a real estate mogul. My mentor is a real estate mogul, and lots of apartments in several parts of Canada, several parts of USA, people renting, and all you need to do is to get people that will be available to rent their houses out, and then you take your money. Another is this: learn a trade. As soon as you leave school and you are doing your service, one of the things you can do whilst you are doing your national service is to learn a trade. What do I mean? Learn how to sew people's clothes. Learn how to sew. Learn how to barber. Every day, all of us seated here, almost every 2 weeks, we go to barber. Learn how to barber, make people nice. Learn masonry. Learn electrical works. And so on. These skills are going to follow you so that kingdom comes. Remember now, the market, those who sew people's clothing, those who barber, and all those people who do these trades. Remember, they are supposed to be people who couldn't do well in school. But then, when they barber you, you feel good. So if you, with your degree, you with your certificate, if you join that industry with the skills you have learned from the university, with your good English, and with a style that you can even research more online and then you barber people, you can see where you are going to go. You are going to go places. Delivery service. In Passion Drive Company, we deliver our products like books and other templates to our clients through delivery service. There are most times that we deal with 2 delivery companies. There are times that you call them and they are busy, they can't come and serve you. You can establish one as well. What do you need? A reliable motorbike, go and register, get a courier container, and you are good to go. You market yourself, people call you, deliver food, deliver parcels, deliver whatever. You are good to go. And remember, I told you earlier to build connections. When you have reliable connections, I will call you, John, please use your company and deliver this parcel to me. You deliver, then we pay. You are good to go. I remember I also mentioned to you that you should learn how to ride and get a license. So it means that you are picking these skills one by one and you are using them. Even though initially you wouldn't know the reason why I said you should learn how to ride motorbike, but in delivery service, you are going to take advantage of the skills you have in riding and license you have, and you are good to go. Apart from delivery service, Remember, apart from riding motorbike and delivering ABCD, transportation, people carrying charcoal from here to there, people carrying watermelon, people carrying grains, all of these are delivery services. Just that they don't call it, they call it transportation. It is the same delivery. DHL, they deliver packages across the world. You can do same. Especially now that many companies are selling online, you can go and pick those packages, deliver them to people. All you need to do is to connect with them. That industry is also very huge. And if you take advantage of this from this time, by the time you are 6 years, 10 years into this, you are going to be making millions of dollars. I assure you, become a driver. As soon as you are doing your national service, you learn how to drive, get a certificate, get a license. As soon as you finish your national service, you have connections already. Lots of people with cars like me. I will tell you, go to Master Rafik. Master Rafik will help you to get a car, or he will get you a car from our company, then you drive. And you can speak good English. Once you communicate with people who speak good English, and then you speak good English, you speak good Dagbani, you speak good Chi, and you can connect with people. The next time they come around, they will look for you. These are in 3 categories. The first is what I mentioned, that look for somebody who has a car. Either your parents' friends, or you yourself, your people you have networked. They get you a car, then you drive, and then you seize the commission, and then they pay you some. Or the money you have saved during your service, use it to buy a car. Use it to buy a car, drive your own car around. Not necessarily a car, a tricycle, a yellow, or whatever. Drive it. Forget the fact that you are a degree holder. To hell with that. Drive it. After all, it is not your end, but rather it is your what? Your beginning. You begin to drive the yellow around, you pick people, you communicate very nicely with them, and in fact, you smell nicely. People like to enter more. Then eventually, you save money. Remember, you are still on budget. You are still on budget. Once you don't spend carelessly, you protect yourself very nicely, you service your bike or your car very nicely, you save more money. And in fact, do insurance so that when you get an accident or whatever it is, the insurance company will buy you a new one. So as soon as you start this, you buy your you buy your car, you are driving, you have opportunity now to buy more cars. If you find that as your passion, you find that as an area that there is lots of money, buy more cars, buy more trucks, buy an aeroplane, buy a private jet. Let this become ways you do your transportation business, and you are off. Another is for you to farm. Farm. I just love that. Farming. When you start moving from Accra, the national capital, to Paga, the last community before you enter into Burkina Faso, there are huge tracts of land. Arable land. There is water in most parts of the season that gets grasses to grow. Wherever grass can grow, it means a plant can be planted there. I mentioned earlier, you can even rear animals. Poultry, ruminants, you can rear them. If you can't do any of this, but you can buy products and sell, you can buy grains and sell, you can buy spices and sell, you can buy cola and all those things and sell. Indeed, it just has to be your passion. You learning more, a little about it to refine it, and then you'll find where you can buy cheap spices like pepper, take it to other parts of the country where it is lacking, like Takoradi in the western region and other places where you can sell them there. Buy things that are cheap there, like fish, bring them down here and sell. Eventually, you'll see the volumes of trade you are doing. It's going to be massive for you. Just check. Even these days, there is a company which is Isoko. Isoko tells you the prices of fresh tomatoes here, prices of fresh tomatoes there. You just cut them from here, take them there and sell, and you are in good business. What else do you? Even now, when you go to Bogatanga, when you are coming around Nasia and all those places, there is fresh onions there. At that place, an olonka or a bowl of onions could be like 15 cedis. You bring them just about 200 kilometers away, and you are selling that same bowl for 50 Ghana cedis. 15 cedis, 50 cedis. How much have you made? So if you buy 15 bowls, you bring them here, you sell 50 bowls. How much have you made? How much is your transportation? And I bet you that if you are determined, you can go there with a tricycle and you pack inside, you come here, buy so many hotels, buy so many bend down local markets. They are going to sell this. They are going to sell them. So there are also others like selling local delicacy. Indeed, I said in 2020 to 2030, some of the industries that can fetch you huge amounts of money, apart from real estate, is also the food industry. People are going to continue to eat. As I talk, as soon as I finish, I'm going to look for food to eat. Serve delicious food at a moderate price. People will queue. You will wonder whether you are the one having this queue to buy your products. Apart from selling foreign dishes and continental dishes, sell local dishes. Sell local dishes like the Tubani, like the Yoro, like the Hausa Cocoa. Sell these. People are going to buy them because people are fed up with the sugar. People are fed up with the tea. People are fed up with all the things that gets them sick. Sell the local dishes. TZ, Banku, Yam. Sell these. People will buy them. All you need to do is to just learn, sharpen your skills, and you are good to go. Another is, these days, urbanization is catching up very, very fast in most cities. You just go to the transportation yard right now, you are struggling to find a place to even urinate. Get into the town. Get into the densely populated areas. Find a small space. Build a toilet there. Build a urinal there. People are going to queue because you have kept it very clean and you are reliable. People are going to pay money to come and urinate. People are going to pay money to come and defecate. You'll be good to go. Printing and graphic designing jobs. Printing and graphic designing jobs. If you learned how to type using Word, Excel, PPT, having a laptop, all you need to do now is to buy a printer. And you are good to go. There are many companies around. You go there to print these books. They tell you 50 pages, you are paying 50 Ghana. 100 pages, you are paying 100 Ghana. These monies, a third of it is the price, is the inputs, cost of inputs. Then the rest is going to their pockets as profits. You can do this. You don't have to go to the skies and come back and start this. You can do this. Photography. This man taking me. When I asked Passion Drive manager to search around town for us to know what are the ranges of prices for people taking videos and pictures during conferences, 2,000 Ghana cedis, which are around $500, 1,000 cedis, and a whole lot. You see, take a conference for a day. The machine, you have it already, you come. We are saying that we don't need any complex editing. Just a normal editing, 2,000 cedis. So assuming that most of you here earn 500 and those who are government workers, they earn around 1,000 cedis. And then because I have a camera, that costs, let me even say 10,000 cedis. I pick the camera, I've learned some skills in video taking and editing, and I come. Today, I take 1,000 cedis. Tomorrow, I go for wedding. Tomorrow next, I go for church service. Tomorrow next, I go for ABCD, and I'm taking even 500 cedis, 500 cedis. Am I better than a worker? Am I better than somebody who has 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. job? Yes, I am. Above all, I'm able to dodge so many taxes. You can do that as well. Start a YouTube channel. When you were in school, or when you started your national service, if you have a particular skill, like dancing, you want to teach people on YouTube, like teaching, you want to teach people how to understand mathematics or English or even local dialect, or how to prepare some recipes, you can open this, create a channel, build it over time, and you can make lots of money from that. Invest your money. Earlier, I mentioned that to be able to make about 5,000, 10,000 cedis by the end of your service or contract, when you earn some 500 cedis, go and invest it inside some structured finance. But here now, when you make some money, like 2,000 at the end of your national service, go and put it inside an investment company where you invest your money somewhere, and whatever you are doing to get more money, this money too is working for you elsewhere. 3 months' time, you go for the money, it's huge. 6 months' time, 9 months, 1 year is lots of money. And you are going to be able to survive on this. Trust me. Because if you have 5,000 cedis at the end of your national service and you put it inside structured investment, in 3 months' time, you make not less than 3,000 Ghana cedis. And 3,000 cedis, if you divide it by 3 months that the money has been there, a month becomes 1,000 cedis. And 1,000 cedis is even far more than how much many workers earn. You can make a living out of there, and even you are still going to use your skills in other places to make more money. Laundry service. One is to establish a shop somewhere or to go to people's homes, do their laundry work for them. This is another area. I will bet you that for the past 6 months, my sweets, my smokes, I've not washed them because I want a more reliable person to do them for me. There are many people around who need, look, curtains around, people wash them. People need people to wash them. People need companies to wash them. Carpets, woolen carpets and co. People need companies to freshen them up. Get your asses together, get some equipment, get some washing machines, get drying machines, and you are good to go. Find a nice location, advertise, and you are good to go. There are most of us who are religious, very, very religious, and in fact, knowledgeable in it. And even if you are not knowledgeable, if it is your passion, I told you that learn some skills around it. If you are passionate about religion, find skills in it. As soon as you finish your national, even whilst you are even in your national service, start something. If it's a church you want to start, if it's a teaching program you want to start it at once. Over time, people are going to come to you for consultation services, for ABCD, and you make lots of money from it. And indeed, apart from real estate, apart from religious services and investing your money and all those things, another area you can make lots of money is starting a religious institution. You can make lots of money there. A church, a mosque, or a church or a school that teaches people theology and all those things. You will make lots of money there. Take up the old stuff your family is known for. This is an area I like most because all of us seated here, you watching on this video, your family is known for something. Your family is very, very good at something. Most of us, our parents, both our moms and dads are lawyers, others are medical officers, others are teachers, others are nurses, others are traders in the market, others are ABCD. Which of these can you pick? Can you just pick your father's pharmacy license to go and start a pharmacy where he oversees and then you are running? Can you start an over-the-counter medicine seller business? Or you are going to take up the kinky selling that your mommy left? Or you are going to revive that shop in the market where everybody in the market knows that this particular shop is for your mom and your mom sells grains? Is it that one you're going to pick up? Take it. Add some bit of your education over it, and you are going to start running with lots of money. I like secretarial services and writing as well, and then counseling. You know how to type. You have a laptop. Many people are not educated. Even if they are, not everybody has a laptop Not everybody has a printer. And indeed, just because you want to print an application letter here or there, do you need to buy a printer for your house? No. So many people out there are looking for it. And in fact, most institutions like schools, like hospitals, people get in there, but clients to these places are not able to use the services of the institution. So they want to lurk around, find a place to just print their photocopy, their health insurance cards and things. Establish these things around. Pitch yourself very well, become very reliable. You are going to make lots of money out here. Lots of money out here. And there are many of us who are excellent comedians. There are many of us who can act. There are many of us who can become stars overnight. Which is it you are good at? Is it acting? Is it dancing? Is it comedy? Let that out of you. Open up yourself. Let it come out. I already showed you how to find your passion. If your passion is there, develop it. Develop it. With the help of social media, you are going to be an overnight hit. And very soon, people will even pay money to stand by you and take a photo. Yes, you are the one. You are not dreaming. You are the one. Start it. Do you know who is here? He is teacher Kojo or teacher Kofi. There are others. There's one guy called the dancing teacher. He is, excuse me to say, an ordinary teacher like some of you are here. But I've got to know him because of a dancing teacher title. He is on BBC. He's everywhere because he uses dance to attract his kids to come to school, because the community where he was posted, the children don't come to school, but they prefer to be dancing. So instead of dancing on the streets, come to school and dance whilst you learn. This alone has earned him several contracts. And his vision is to be able to teach so many people around the world how he's able to use dancing to teach. And the people will pay money. What is better than this? You are offering your skills through passion, and people are paying money for it. 10 years like that. 10 years like that. I've mentioned dancing. What about singing, music? Who knows this man? All right, you are saying he's called Makasio. He's a singer, a rapper in Ghana. You can become one. You can become a coach for something. You can be a journalist. You can be a sportsman. Just pick what you click in. And tomorrow, I see you, I don't make you up. The big stars you see around the world, Lionel Andre Messi, you have seen Cristiano Ronaldo, you have listened, you have watched the videos of Sarkodie, you have heard Cardi B is coming to Ghana. These people were not taught in school. They picked this up because they knew these were the passions they had, and these were the skills they had. They developed the skills, and that is where they are now. You mentioned their names, and everybody knows them. Not only knowing them, but they have lots of cash that supports whatever they are doing. You can become one. You can become one. When you pick up any of these things, you don't need any paid job again, do you? In fact, these themselves are jobs that you can do even to employ others as well. So as I've been talking over the past few minutes, you will realize that what I want you to do is not to pick up an application form, line up in offices, attending interviews, one here or the other. But rather, what I am encouraging you to do is to pick up your passion, find where it clicks, and then start a business around it. You will make money. Lots of money, of course. Then, how will you be able to find a government job? Who is here? I intentionally kept this there because I still want to discourage you from finding a paid job. This person's salary was paid through Momo, mobile money service. Unfortunately, because of the rat race he's in, hand to mouth, is that how they call it? Hand to mouth. When his salary comes 30th November, by 15th December, everything is finished. So he loans money to live on. So by the end of December, when his salary came, they paid the salary through Momo. and then he took a loan from them, and then the company took the money. In fact, this is not a laughing matter. This is the reality of many people who are working. Many people do not find yourself here. But all the same, I still advertise that I'm going to teach you how to find a job. I've already told you how to find a job using your passion. The next is finding a job with the government department. Indeed, as you are working, doing your national service and your NAPCO, begin to search around. Search a lot. Use your laptop, use your phone, get data, search around the globe. Search around your country. What are the jobs available? In Ghana, there are jobs in the public service, there are jobs in the civil service, there are jobs in the security services, there are jobs in the revenue departments, there are jobs in so many places. But then, the first is that in countries such as Ghana and so many developing countries, you need a strong woman or a strong man, a powerful man or a powerful woman who is in a strong government department, who has the ability to sign a letter, an appointment letter for you before you can easily land a job when you need it. But if you don't have a strong person, a man or a woman, a politician who can sign an appointment letter, then what you have to do is now go through the normal process, which is, I said, research. If you are interested in finding Valco job, if you are interested in finding teaching job, research about it and wait when they advertise. Then you review your CV, do a powerful CV, listen all the skills you have, and then you signing up for job advertisements. There are so many online companies that shows you some places where people are advertising for jobs. Sign up for emails where they send you emails about them, and then you supply your you supply your CV to them, and they will call you for interview. But what I want you to do is not to fall to job scams, because there are so many youth out there who are looking for work. There are so many scammers who tell you, pay 2,000 cedis, I'll help you find a job. You pay. At the end of the day, you can't find them. There are so many people out there like that. About 4 weeks ago, I was told that one of my friends was scammed 1,500 cedis because he was looking for a public service job. Don't fall to that. In fact, you can see that my spirit is down because I'm not so interested in telling you all of this to find government job and blah, blah, but I still have the responsibility to tell you. Find, but avoid scams in the public sector jobs. In fact, I don't know how they do it. I don't know whether those who are responsible in appointing are those who ask people to go and look for money and come and take the appointment, or it is unscrupulous people who fall in between the government department and then the people looking for the job. But whatever it is, this is a reality. So avoid it. Yeah, somebody is saying that if you avoid it, you don't get a job. Okay, keep paying until you get your luck by getting the job. All right. So the next thing to do after reviving your CV is to check which departments you want to work in. What kind of qualifications do they want? What kind of demands, what kind of responsibilities do they want from you? If you fit in it, then understand the expectations they want on you. When you do this, check the requirements they want. If you fit into it, there are many organizations who are looking for strictly chemistry degree holders. If you don't have chemistry degree and they are advertising looking for chemistry degree holders, do not apply. You are wasting your time. Even if they ask you to pay money, you pay money and you will not get it. Then, when they invite you for interviews, show confidence. And I know if you are part of this conference from the beginning and you have paid attention, emphasizing on the 20 skills everybody must have. If you have these skills, you are going to be a confident person. You meet anybody, the person feels perhaps you have worked for 20 years already. When you search around, putting your CVs up and down, and the regular government job is not coming, the government of Ghana has some programs. I know in your country as well, there are such programs, such machinery the government has put in place to get young people engaged. Some of you in training, some of you to be able to get something at the end of the month. In Ghana, you have the National Youth Employment Program, you have the Nation Builder Corps. Take advantage of this. Many hundreds and thousands of graduates have been appointed, and every day they get up and they are able to find some job to do. If you are not able to land yourself in regular government job, you are not able to find the NAPCO or the NYEP, there is internship. You can do internship or volunteer your services in a company or in a government department that meets your passion. If you have 20 skills that I mentioned about, and you come to me, Rafik, my name is Rafik. I just completed my service with Ghana Health Service. I can run errands for this office. I can sit in meetings on behalf of the office. I can take notes. I can do reports. I know I'm an excellent person when it comes to community entry and exit. I know how to ride a motorbike. I can run around and do so many things for the office. I can organize meetings. I can distribute letters. If you come to my office and tell me this, I will not let you go for free. I will keep you around to help me do ABC that you said you are able to do whilst looking for an opportunity to employ you permanently. Because these days, it is not just the degree you are holding, but then it is the work you are able to do. Do the work. It's not just about holding a degree. So, if you are somebody who, you see that I'm cautious in my statement here. If you are somebody who is very intelligent, you have taken an IQ test and you score very high. You have taken an EQ test, emotional quotient test, you score very high. It means that on the average, you do better, you comprehend better, you are more intelligent than many people out there. Search for jobs in international organizations. There are many international organizations out there who are looking for people who are geniuses. In these organizations, there are those I trust. And if even you have to work, this is the area I want you to look at. Because when they're advertising throughout the world. And when they pick you, they're picking you because you merit it. There are no underhand dealings here, like I mentioned in so many government departments. Here, when they advertise looking for qualification A, all those who meet those basic requirements, they shortlist this, and then they still look for additional reasons why they should employ one person but not the other. And eventually, if you happen to fall within that skill set they're looking for, then you get a job there. I prefer you go hunting for a job here than you go hunting for a job anywhere. If you can't start your own business through your passion, then look for a job with an international organization where you are sure that they picked you because they believe in your ability and you have resources to deliver a job, and then you get people satisfied because of your contribution to the work. The United Nations comes very quickly into mind, where the reputation of the organization is to be protected. For that matter, all those engaged in employment and recruitment, they do it expertly and professionally. They do not allow anything to come in between. Just a recap. If you have finished your service and looking for work, I've told you the first thing to do is to pick up a side income activity you were doing during your service that is profitable. Pick it up as a first employment opportunity for you. If you can't pick up that one because of some reasons, then now I've listed about 18 other areas you can find a job, starting from real estate, starting from farming, starting from building another skill, maybe around tailoring, around barbering, and starting music or dance, starting teaching and all those things on your own. And this in the next 3 to 5 years, you are going to be a millionaire because it is your passion, you have built skills around it, and people are ready to pay you for that. If you are not able to find a job or you are not interested in starting a business on your own, I've also asked you to look for a job with government, and I've taken you through a number of ways you can find a job. But the best way to find a job with government is somebody who will sign the appointment letter and hand it over to you. But if you can't find that, but I said you should research. Build your CV very well. Research around. Sign up with companies that suggest job opportunities, and then you will prepare yourself, get your CV, apply, you will get a job. I've said that if you can't find a job through the regular means, start a volunteering job with another company or start an internship. If you can't find a job there, I said you should find a job through the programs government has initiated, like the NAPCO, like the NYEP. I've also mentioned that the best one after finding your own work is to find a job with an international organization. Find a job with the United Nations, find a job with the World Visions, find a job with find a job with an international organization. And through that, you yourself will know you are using your energies, you have been recruited based on merit, and you will be fine to go. All along, we have done Model 1, Model 2, Model 3. Model 1 looked at how you can minimize expenditure and improve savings. Model 2, we looked at where you are going to invest these savings you've made. And Model 3 looked at how you can find a job immediately you complete your contract job or your service. Thank you so much. I believe I've made a lot of impact in your life through all these models. I don't want you to finish your service without any job. Start that job today, and the sky will be your limit.